Hello there and welcome back. So in this video I'm going to show you something or part of something that I had been working on for the past couple of days or even weeks, I don't know. So it has been a long time since I developed the module. I will create a separate video about that. But that module is basically able to generate you prompt, which you can use to generate this text to image stuff in generative AI. And what I want to show you is basically how I was able to create a function or two functions, namely, to print the data that is used by the generator. So let's create a new child node, and we are going to call this printer.py, and we are going to edit it. So the problem statement goes like this. So I have a dictionary which is called data. And this dictionary contains values in the following manner. So people, and this is going to be a list of people. So Daniel, Lenke, Florian, Naomi, etc. So it's a list of people. And we have an activity, and basically this is a list of activities. So playing, painting, drawing. So the important thing is that these are not necessarily of the same length, and it will come into handy in our videos later. So, and we also have a location. So this location could be Taj Mahal, Budapest, London, or even Spain. So this is how our data dictionary looks like. And I wanted to make sure that I have the content of this dictionary painted on the terminal in a, let's say, table format. And for that, the first thing that I have to identify is basically the widest cell. So the widest cell is going to be any item in these lists which has the most characters. So how do we get the widest cell? Let's call this the widest cell function, and it takes a dictionary. And basically we have the column width, which is 0 at first. And we are going to go over each key in the dictionary. And we are going to check if the length of the key is greater than the column width. If it is, then column width is equal to length of the key. So first, we are going to iterate over the keys and check their length. And by the way, this is needed because I want to make sure that the rows and the cells don't drift away when it is printed on the screen. So then for row in dictionary key, so we iterate over each list as we progress through the keys. And then if the length of the row is greater than the column width, then what we do is column width is equal to length of the row. So that's basically it. And then we return the column width. And I am aware that this is maybe not the most effective way to do this, but if you have a better idea, I'm open to it. You can tell this to me in the comments. So now we have a function which is able to identify the widest cell. So here, what we can do is to say that the widest cell in the dictionary is of length, and then we say widest cell data. So let's save it, and we are also going to open up a terminal, make it a bit bigger, and here on the desktop we are going to run the printer.py. So the widest cell in the dictionary is of length 9. This is going to be important for us. Okay, so how do we print out this information? So basically, we are supposed to have one other thing. So in order for our table to be symmetric, we need to identify the longest list in our table or dictionary, if you will. So longest list dictionary, and what we will do is to return the maximum of the length of the dictionary key and for key in dictionary. That's going to be it, and we can test it by the longest list in our dictionary is longest list data. Let's save it. And if we go back to our Python, you can see that the longest one is 4, which we can see from the example. So now, actually, this is going to be like 3 functions. So print formatted dictionary, and now we can create our function that is going to print it in a nice way. So max length is going to come from the longest list of the dictionary, and then the column width is going to come from the widest cell dictionary. So now we have the necessary information, and now we can create our print statements. If you will, you can also swap it out to the logger module and so on, so you have a nice formatted thing. So our character is the hashtag, which is also called octothorpe. Octothorpe. So now we want the hashtag to be multiplied by the column width times the length of the dictionary, which is the number of keys. And we are also going to have a padding, and this should be added. So in my experience, the padding is going to be of value 7 or 10 based on the circumstances. So we can say that the padding is equal to 10. Now, what we can do is to print our following information. So, plus whitespace octothorpe dot join and f string key, and we are going to have the column width, and we are supposed to put this in double curly braces. So this is how you interpolate inside an f string which is already interpolated. And we say that for key in dictionary, and we want to add the dot keys, and we say that it should end with a hashtag. Let's take it for a test drive. So if we run it, and not forget to call our function, so print formatted data, and save it and run it, you can see that this is how it looks like. So we have this information and we need one white space here. And the result of this is that no matter how many keys I have in my original dictionary, so for example, I add color, or rather favorite color, and I say, I don't know, purple, green, and blue, and save it. So if I run it, and not forget to add the comma, you will see that this kind of follows, as long as the text is shorter than 10 characters. So fave color. All right. So we are going to delete this, and then we can see that it is working. So after this, what we have to do is to create a new print statement. And we say that we want to use the octothorpe and multiply it by the column width times length of dictionary plus padding. So now we have the separator below here. Okay, and finally we have a for loop, and we use the max length to know how many rows we have to produce. And the row that we want to use is going to be a temporary variable. And then we use the dictionary, and we say that the row dot append, and we use the dictionary key with the index if the I is less than the length of the dictionary key. Otherwise, it would be n.a. So basically, we say that if we arrive to a list which is shorter than the longest list, then we want to add the padding, which is n.a, which is not available, or short for that. And then we can print the row. So print, and we say hashtag times column, sorry, that's not the right one. So white space plus dot join, and we say that key with the column width, and we use the f string, and then we are supposed to use the for key in row, and at the end we append the white space hashtag, and at the very end we want to use this line, and I have to exit that mode. So now we can come on, oh, it's shift insert, good. So now if I save it and I try to run this code once again, you will see that the formatting stays intact. So let me just clear it and run it again. Here we have this. And if I say that I add, for example, a few names, George, Hillary, or Trump, and save it and run it once again, you will see that the padding is there. And if, God forbid, we have a very long country name and save it, then it will try and adjust the width so it fits and the formatting is not broken. And that was all I wanted to show you. See you in the next one.